All right, here we are. We're back for another YouTube video of High Value English, the review, number 31. This is a topic, it's about adverbs. And this used to be a kind of tricky lesson to give because the best advice for adverbs is just start using them. Start using them, where it's like honestly or actually or normally, usually, rarely. Start throwing these words in to your English, and as you use them, your listening will also start catching them in different in the speech of native people. But that's a pretty simple piece of advice. Just use them. So this is this is about adverb positioning, because one of the things about adverbs is they can go almost anywhere. You can put them anywhere, and it will probably work. But there are some places that are more natural than others. So you could say, usually I go to bed at 11 p.m. Or I usually go to bed at 11 p.m. Or I go to bed usually at 11 p.m. Or I go to bed at 11 p.m. usually. So there's not really, or there isn't a hard rule of where they should go. But I tried to make a lesson that will give some advice that might hint or communicate why we put the adverb in certain places. So either at the beginning, middle, or end, right? Basically, just as a way to help you to start using them. Okay, so let's go through these five exercises and see what we can do. Exercise A, number 1. This says blah blah. Oh, blah blah blah. I lost my wallet in Shin Osaka Station, but then blah blah blah. Someone found it. So yeah, these are two adverb places. That comma, you can tell. I think my advice for the first position is that I kind of teach it that first position means this is my feeling about this story. Let's see. So I feel. Let's see. I think, yeah, pretty typical word here might be unfortunately, which means this is bad luck. Bad luck for me, or this story is bad luck. Or for me, because it's I. It's about me. Unfortunately, I lost my wallet. Other words, unbelievably, like I can't believe it. Or shockingly, I'm shocked. I can't believe it. I'm shocked. I lost my wallet in Osaka Station, but then someone found it. So then we could say this one also is, I guess this is also my feeling too. So, but then, let's see. Luckily, someone found it. So, for me, this version is, this event is lucky. I'm lucky. The event is about me, so I'm lucky. Yeah, that's what I would say. So let's do another one. I blah 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 go out to expensive restaurants unless I am low on blah blah. Let's see. So I blah blah go out to expensive restaurants unless I'm low. Is that the right one? Unless I'm low on something. Okay, so that's pretty tricky. I had to think about this. So unless I'm expensive restaurants, I'm gonna say unless I'm low on cash or money. Low. So it's I have a low bank account. So unless I'm low, so that means this adverb is going to be affected by this second half. So what's the answer? I'm going to say I usually go. That's tricky for me because I never or rarely go. But in this case, I usually go. Oh, really? Well, the canceling case, unless I'm low on cash, unless my money is low. So that's what cancels this plan. I usually go. I regularly go. I often go. Okay. And so, yeah, this is a pretty typical position. So just, middle or before the verb. I guess it means the effect of the verb, right? So how do you go? Usually. How do you go regularly? How do you go often? So this is about timing. So yeah, it's pretty tricky. I had to think about that. Number 3. My sister, blah, 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 scratched my brand new car, but she said she would pay for it, blah, blah, blah. These are pretty hard, but that's the only way to practice is just to do them. Oops, why do I do that? Why is there twice? My sister, blah, blah, scratched my brand new car. So the most natural one would be accidentally. Accidentally. That means it was just by chance, by random chance. You could say another word. How about unintentionally? That means it was not her goal, or she didn't want to do it. My sister accidentally scratched my brand new car, but she said she would pay for it. What's a good adverb there? Right. Now you want to think it's something with time, but yeah, I think the only one I can think of is pay for it eventually. Now that one means after a long time, it will happen. Right? So I don't know when, but I will eventually go to Iceland. Iceland. That means someday I will go. I don't know when, but someday it will happen. It will become true. So yeah, that's the last position. My basic way, last position adverb means, please remember this, because you could say the last position is kind of the most important place. It has the most. It's the finale of the sentence. So you could say it means remember this last part. Okay. Let's see, number 4. The deer, blah, 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 pranced through the meadow, and a bird sang, blah, 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 from a tree branch. Oh. Prance, that means kind of a animal's jumping run. There's even one of Santa's reindeer is called Prancer, that kind of jumping run, that animals can do. So this is before the verb, so I think it means how did the verb happen? What's the effect on the verb? I would say the deer, let's say happily. How about joyfully? Or anything? How about rhythmically, like a dance with a rhythm, like it's dancing. So 3 versions you could say. Through the meadow and a bird sang. Oh, so this is now after the verb. So you say another position. So middle position, but after the verb. So but yeah, this one also I think communicates how did the verb, what's the effect on the verb? The bird sang, say beautifully. Beautifully. Anything else? A bird singing. Beautifully. I can't think of anything else of a bird singing. Maybe that's it. So we'll say that. All right. Yeah. Again, this is just an exercise to, start using adverbs. I recommend it for the listening, for the sake of your listening. And last one, I was watching a basketball game and my team was down 20 points. But blah, 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 they came back to win in the end. So let's see. I was watching, but I think that, so you see this is one sentence, but part A is here and part B. So this is kind of the beginning, beginning of part B. So again, I think this is my feeling or the speaker's feeling. And I think the answer is, you would say miraculously. It was a miracle. Amazingly. Yeah, it was amazing. Or surprisingly. You could say I was surprised, I was amazed, or I think it's a miracle. All right. And so let's say this is another last one. Blah, blah, blah. My cat passed away 2 days ago, but she went blah, blah, blah. And without pain. So we'll say, yep, first position. We'll say, yeah, my feeling. We'll say, how about like sadly, I'm sad. Sad. Let's see. Kind of sadly. I can't think of anything else. Sadly. We'll say sadly. My cat passed away 2 days ago, but she went. So after the verb, so I think, yeah, the answer would be she went peacefully. Peacefully. So, peacefully, or like went, peacefully is probably the best word. I can't think of anything else. Quietly, I guess. Yeah, no sound or anything, without pain. So, yeah, I think it's just a way to practice these adverbs. All right, let's do exercise B. Number 1, what do you do occasionally? Occasion. An occasion means a special event. So, what is a special event to you? I occasionally bake pies, but not very often at all, because making the pie crust is is difficult. And also because eating it, you know, because they have a lot of calories, you could say. Okay. Number 2. Oh, but occasionally this, it doesn't have to be a special event. It means almost like rarely, right? Not on a regular schedule, you could say. Number 2, who treats you nicely, and how? My students treat me very nicely, because they always listen and do, try their best. Right? Nicely. All right. So yeah, this is just kind of basically it's an adverb practice lesson, but I tried to give you a little bit of help of where to put them, because it can be confusing. Is this correct or incorrect? But honestly, you can put adverbs almost anywhere. But anyway, there's a full lesson in the description, so go ahead and check that if you like, and leave your original sentences in the comments, and I'll help you there. And we'll see you in the next video.